Hello everybody, just going to walk through the problems off of the homework. So you had a few limit questions to do. On each one, we really do want to be trying to at least mentally go through these items on our checklist over on the side. So the first thing we always want to try to do is just plug in the number. And what we're looking for is if we get 0 over 0, what else can we do to try to solve the problem? On number 9, if we plug in 5 for x, and this is something that ultimately we want to do in our heads, but if I just kind of jot it down, so 5 squared minus 6 times 5 is 30 plus 5 over 5 minus 5. So we do get 0 over 0, which means that we need to start moving down this little hierarchy of limit strategies. So the first thing that we try after substitute is we try to factor the problem. That's always going to be the most straightforward approach after just directly substituting in the number. So I factor this. This one factors pretty well. I have x minus 5 times x minus 1. Our goal for all of these different strategies, our goal is always to reduce the fraction. We want to simplify it. So we need to be on the lookout for opportunities to reduce the problem. Once the problem is reduced, we're good to plug in the number again. Number 11 is a little bit unique. With number 11, when we plug 5 into the problem, and when I glanced at some of your homeworks before I decided to make this video, I noticed that a few of us just did this without really putting much thought into it. 5 squared minus 30 plus 6 is not equal to 0. So that is not right. Five squared minus 30 plus 6 is 1. So for this problem, we have 1 over 0. And we did not talk about this in class. I did give you a little bit of a warning that one of the problems on the homework was D&E. And it's going to be this one. So we see that in a couple of different ways. On problem 9, so on the problem before, when we got to this step here, notice how we were able to cancel out those x minus 5s. What that means is that we had a hole in the graph. On this problem here, number 11, if I try to factor x squared minus 5x plus 6, that's going to be x minus 2, x minus 3, I get something that I cannot reduce. What this means is that this is an asymptote. So we have an asymptote at x equals 5. That's different from problem number 9 where we had a hole. So we are going to give this problem a D&E. There is a possibility of it being one of the infinities, either positive or negative infinity, but we will get into more detail with that in section 2.5. Alright, so on to problem 13. If we do our little test, our little mental check, we try to plug -3 in for t. We can see on top that we're definitely going to get 0 in the numerator. -3 squared minus 9, that's 9 minus 9. On the bottom, what do I get? I get 18 plus 21 plus 3. Oh, sorry, I'm plugging in -3. In my mind, I did +3. Scratch that. So in this one, we do get 0 over 0. And if I look at the problem, this feels like something that I can factor. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to have t plus 3, t minus 3. On the bottom, I'm thinking t plus 3, 2t plus 1. Let me just double check my factoring. 2t squared plus t plus 6t plus 3, which is good. All right, so I'm good with the factoring. Now, one way that I was able to do that, because I'm sometimes a little shaky when my leading coefficient, when this number here is not a 1, I get a little shaky. Now, we knew that over here, we were going to get 0 over 0, which means t equals 3, t equals negative 3, is a solution for the top and the bottom. T equals negative 3 is a solution for the top and the bottom. That means that t plus 3 is a factor of the top and the bottom. So that helped me a little bit over here. I was able to say, well, I know that t plus 3 is one of the factors, and that helped me try to figure out what the other factor had to be. So just a little shortcut if you're struggling a little bit with the factoring. Remember, our goal on these problems is to reduce. We want to reduce the fraction. So always be on the lookout for something that you might be able to take out. Once we reduce it, we try to plug in that value again. Looks like I'm getting negative 6 over negative 5, or just 6 over 5. All right, let's take a look at 15. If I plug in 0 for h, I'm going to do my little check. I would have 4 plus 0 squared, 16 minus 16 over 0. So yep, I get that 0 over 0. I run through my checklist. Is this something I can factor? Not really. Can I get common denominators? No, I don't have any fractions. Can I multiply it out? Yes. All right, so let's try multiplying this out. We're going to FOIL the top. Okay, so the 16 minus 16, I can see that reduces right away. So remember, our goal with these problems is to simplify. Simplify, simplify. So I'm looking to see if there are things that I can clear out of here. On the top, I can factor out an h, which is going to let me reduce it. So we're always looking for ways to factor, looking for ways to reduce our fraction. If I plug in 0 for h, I'm going to get my answer of 8.